When I first met him, he probably weighed 185 pounds. That guy remolded his entire body. I've never seen anybody do that.
I mean, you can't imagine what he put himself through. We'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. He would go in, work out on heavy weights, free weights, doing all kinds of exercises. We finished the day's work, a very hard day's work. He'd go back into the gym again and work out again.
You are strong, very strong.
It was about 8 months of training, 4 hours a day, toughing myself up. The SWAT combat courses, the archery courses, the survivalist courses.
I think the man is nuts because he's given himself things to do in this picture that nobody should ask of themselves.
He worked his butt off in that movie. He went into diseased water, mud, he dragged himself.
The technical advisors on the show, the men that have actually been through the tours of duty, keep me honest, keep the story honest.
Yeah! Dead center, how about it?
In the movie, we take shots as far away as 185, 190 feet. And we got lucky on a couple of them.
Mayor of Acapulco. I don't think we stopped dancing until 2 or 3 in the morning. And Stallone keeps a grueling schedule because he's up in the morning and he works out every day without fail and every evening. And I have to say, it's probably one of the few movies I've done where the guy looks better than the girl.
Hi, how are you? I'm Dr. Franco Columbu in chiropractic and nutrition, and today we're going to show you how we trained Stallone for Rambo 2. When I came to the United States, I started training together with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and we trained for competition for Mr. Universe, Mr. Olympia. And in 1974, I went to chiropractic college. And then, when I graduated in 1977, Sly Stallone came to me as a chiropractic patient, which I used to work on him to fix his injuries when he did a lot of training before. And the time I met him was when he was finishing Rocky 1. And then Sly did Rambo 1 with Carolco. Andy Vanya was the producer, which I knew Andy Vanya from before. And then Sly Stallone and Andy Vanya, they approached me to train him for Rambo 2 because they wanted him to be bigger. The producer of Rambo 2, he called me and says, Franco, I want to meet with you. I said, fine. He says, come over. He came over to the house and actually brought me a picture that he took from a magazine, from Muscle and Fitness magazine. And he says, Franco, can Sly Stallone look like this? I say, yes. I said, but how long? He says, we got only 7 to 8 weeks time. And I looked at it, and he has a lot of good abdominals, good chest, but not too big. And I said, but this is much bigger than Stallone used to look like for Rambo 1. And he says, yes, we have in the script that he's 10 pounds heavier to 15 pounds. I said, okay, what about if he doesn't get to look like that? And he says, oh, I will fire him. I said, wow, For the arms, we do tricep and bicep together. You can be standing here, way back here. You lean back, and you do this. Okay? So let's do it. The reason why this is more weight, because you're doing both hands in one, like this. Perfect. Go. And keep doing it. This is the best way to do it. You keep the elbows back, that even when it's up here, hold it up, it's still under tension. The next exercise, as I told you before, we do tricep and bicep together, superset they call it. We did the tricep, and the next one is dumbbell curls. Pick up these weights and sit down on the incline bench, like this, and I get the hands down and turn as you go up. Do 10 reps, nice. Okay, really feel it, like that, okay? Feel the bicep. Perfect. As you see, turning the hand is very good not to get injuries in the elbow. This is very important. Now we're going to combine a second exercise also for the tricep and bicep. The second one will be the bench can be flat, like this. Bring the head down, and now bring the elbows up, like this. And now, from down, you bring them up like this. Do tricep. Go. Then as soon as you're done, you come up, and no rest in between, because we are training for definition to lose body fat and get muscles. Then we do the sitting dumbbell curls. Okay? Perfect. All the way up and all the way down. Instead of doing the incline dumbbell curls, now we are doing it regular sitting. It's really, really important to superset. So we got 2 exercises for the tricep. Now I'm going to show you an extra one. The tricep, you can go back and do it standing, then up and down. You can do that one, same way, 10 reps, you know, all the way down. Always all the way down and all the way up. No half exercise. And no rest in between. The minute you're done, bring it here and do the curls. Curl. Like nice. Feel it. As you see, he's doing it really good. You have to see this being tense, flexed as you do it. Okay? So we need to get to the next exercise, which is forearm. People don't do forearm, but the forearm is very important for good looks and for grip. And the way we do the forearm, there are 2 ways to do it. One way is all the way down, and an angle up and down. Feel it. Really feel it here. Okay, this is really important. We are training this side and this side. And you can see immediately the pump like that, how it comes out. This could be the second exercise. If you have a thin forearm, you should really do both of them. And this is in and out. Okay, go. Out, in. Usually after the training, when we do the entire upper body, we tense, we take sometimes the shirt off, and we tense a little bit, you show the arm, you know, show the arm. The flexing of the arm after the training stimulates growth and also burns calories. There was a phone call from Sly, says, Franco. I said, what? It's an emergency. I said, an emergency? I said, maybe he hurt his back training or doing something. And I say, okay, I can meet you in the office in 5 minutes, because my house is close to the office. And he said, no, I want to meet you at the house. I say, okay. So I waited for him. And the minute we got there, he says, I want to train with you and we can start right now. I said, Sly, right now? I say, we start next week, Monday. This is like Thursday or Friday. He says, no, right now. And I guess in the vineyard, I'm meeting with him and maybe all the producers and said, look, this is it. This is how you have to be. This one is called flies. You open up way down the elbow and up this way, okay? So do 10 repetitions. Okay, all the way down and together on top. Go even lower. Perfect, go. Very dynamic. You can put the head down while you're doing and relax that and do the chest. Concentrate on the chest. This is the middle of the chest. But usually we do 10 reps for this. Good. And the next exercise is the incline bench. No, we do it this way, same way, down and on top together, go. Really low, come down in the heavy elbows and really feel it in the upper chest. And after you pump up, you can take the scissors and cut them off, and then you can see the chest. All the way down. Now come up, sit there, stay. We're gonna do even higher. And this is even higher, and this one we can put it this way. And now together on top, and all the way down, and on top. 2, go. 3, 4, 5, all the way down, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Come up. The flat bench is for the lower part of the chest. The incline on 45-degree angle is for the middle part of the chest. And I was very famous in having the best upper chest than anybody, which my discovery was to make the bench even higher. And that will get really the top part and the front deltoid because it's really high angle. Very important that. Sly is a great script writer. So when they took the Rambo to script, Sly rewrote scenes. One of them was, it was a scene that he was tied up against the wall like this, and he had to show all his shape, the abdominals and everything, without the shirt. And to them, it's like, okay, you without the shirt, then you have to look like this. Sly almost got himself in trouble that way. So I said, you know what, let's go to the gym. We just walk in the backyard. I have a garage, and we have a little cement patio, like similar to this, set up here. Very, not too much equipment. And we start training. Then I say, okay, my time works this way. I have to set up the time, has to be every day at the same time, the workout. I said, tell me right now. And he says, okay, Franco, what about 4 o'clock? I said, done. Then we start. I wanted to make sure that everything we do, I'm aware, and I made one-page agreement. And when it got to the bottom, I wrote down that you cannot go to any doctor for anything that affects the bodybuilding training, such as steroids or hormones, and without me knowing. And he looked at it, he says, Franco, what's this? I say, the reason I say, I wrote it down, he says, I'm familiar what steroids do to bodybuilders. And I say, look, we have 7 weeks time, and I want you to understand, if somebody takes steroids, the steroids cause water retention, and you feel immediately getting bigger. That's water retention. And that's what the steroids do. They bulk you up, and then later you lose the water, and then you might get a definition again, but that might be too late for the movie. And he understood that so well, and he just signed it right away, you know. And I said, now we can start.
4, 3, 2, jump away.
I say, okay, we need to do one more thing. I need to come to your house, and I need to see the refrigerator. He says, the refrigerator? What has got to do with training? I say, it's connected, because we have to get rid of this body fat here that you can see the abdominals. And says, okay, tomorrow come to the house to see the refrigerator. And he has a chef there. And the chef is very Italian, French type of cooking. They like to make all these delicious sauces in the food and all that. I open the refrigerator and I say, can I use a couple things to throw them in the garbage can? He says, yeah, but you know, what are you going to do? I said, let me show you. Everything I saw white in bottles, like mayonnaise or some other cream, I just boom and threw away everything in there, you know? And he says, you know how much that cost? I say, Sly, you get millions for a movie. I mean, you worry about money now? And then I really started throwing everything away. And he looked at the refrigerator, it's like half empty, and the chef is like, you know. What I really want to say is that with Sly Stallone, when I was training with him, we had a lot of fun because it was a big argument training in the gym. Maybe we shouldn't do this, maybe we shouldn't do that. And then he used to tease me at the end. He says, can I go to eat now? I say, yeah. I say, but you know, I say, make sure that nothing new is in the refrigerator. And say, I'll be there next week to check it again. The idea is to get good lats, you know, and firm, and a balance between the chest and the back. The first exercise in this case we do is 2-arm rowing. And we can do it on an angle like this. And this is where I want it to be. From here to here like this. Yeah, you see when you do the way he's doing it now, you get more of the entire lat. If you do it the way he's doing it now, it's not as good as if he does it back. So go back to the previous, go. Back here, yes. See, it's longer now, the movement. This is very important. Get down and more here. Now I take my hand and anchor myself to the bench to get a bigger angle. And that's why we can use more weight and do it like this.
Dialogue.
Then you change. I want it perfect like this, like a tripod. 10 reps. Now you got it right, yeah. Always think on that. Look, the entire back is moving. This is very important that you get the lower part of the back. Okay, do the other arm. And turn it. No, yeah, perfect, go. So now we're going to do the shoulders. The next exercise we're going to do is for the shoulders, which is the deltoids and the upper chest. And it's actually a new way of doing it, which we lean back with the dumbbells in front. Instead of being here, everybody does it here. We are doing it here, it's more effective. So put the arms here and do 10 reps and turn it to the top together. Go. And bring it really down, nice and low and up. Effective. Okay? And you can look straight. You don't have to look up to the sky. There's nothing up there. Okay? Go. This is really important. You can see it's all in front here. Okay? Great. Keep doing. Keep doing. The next exercise is stand straight and we do lateral raises. You straight and then you lean a little bit forward and put them in front of you. And it doesn't matter how heavy it is. If it's heavy, we have to go light, we have to do the exercise correct. And the rest in between should be only this amount of time that I'm talking, half minute to a minute maximum. 1 and 2 to here, go. Okay, keep doing it. Turn the hand here. Perfect, go. Do a dynamic. Stand up straight when you're on top. No, not this, this. Okay, make sure you're pouring water here. Like, go. Keep doing. Okay, this is really important that it's correct. Okay, like this. Perfect, thank you. The reason why we don't go higher than this is because if you go from here to here, it's too much trap. It's very important that we are doing it for the deltoid. Perfect. But what we did was in the backyard, sometimes I had like a couple other things, you know, I had the handles on the ceiling in the garage where we pull up things a little bit, just to show. And he pictured himself doing that stuff, like with this knife. And then that is where he took advantage of the camera of this forearm. He was very good at that. Sly is very good in creating these extra things, you know. One of the most things he did was he would put his hands here and would do stuff like this, and then would raise his hands and do this kind of stuff. And only this in the movie, then he was tight like this and flexing. Same thing exact. Because he saw that looked really good. And then he pulled, and when he pulled, you could see the muscles coming down and then into the stomach. So he associated that very well. The next exercise should be bent over lateral raises. Remember, we did this for the front, we did this for the middle, and now we're going to do for the posterior deltoid, which is this muscle, This is the most important muscle in the body for the deltoid, because when you get muscular here, not only looks good, but also holds the shoulder here, and you don't get problems like rotator cuff syndrome. This is the muscle that supports the shoulder to become strong. So it looks like this. We can do it standing and sitting, and we're going to show it both ways. You should do 2 sets anyway. The standing is like this to here. Go. Let's see. Perfect. The next one, the same exercise you can do sitting down. You lean forward, put the dumbbells behind your knees, and goes from here to here, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see. Now, sit on the edge of the bench, put your feet forward, starting behind, and go. Okay, tap my hands. Bring it to my hands. Perfect. Look how effective now. Keep doing. Look how perfect in there. With Sly, when you're making a move, it was everything more in front of you. He wanted to look good here, especially the deltoids in the arms. So we did one extra exercise for the shoulders. Take your dumbbells, put them in front of you, and then you go up and down, one at a time. Yeah, right in front of you. Yeah, go. Perfect. To me, when I trained Sly, and then obviously we were done, now he leaves to the set, you know, and when the movie came out, the minute the movie came out, like I went to the opening in Hollywood, and every time I saw a shot where it was associated with that kind of thing, I said, that is the workout, and that is that, and that is that. And Sly is still complaining to me by saying, you know, I am not going to do that again. One of the things that really surprised me and was so enthusiastic in Europe about this, that I got so many letters from Germany, France, Italy, most from these 3 countries, about how did I train Stallone for this movie. And I kept thinking, how they know that? And then I realized because I have credits in the movie as a trainer. So I connected finally that, you know. But the response was incredible. In Rambo 3, I remember riding a couple training programs, and then he had to go on location, and he brought somebody, and he trained with somebody too there. The training program never really changed much. It was always similar, because he was used to it to do that. Sly, when he became a big star, he became very busy. After he did Rocky 1, the success was, everybody wants to make a country, everybody. So in his mind was to do less, to get in shape and do a smaller workout, shorter. And he actually neglected the most the legs because he didn't like to do leg work from the beginning, but it was almost like too much time consuming. And therefore, he aimed more to do the upper body. And I didn't force too much on the legs, you know, so we just do a couple exercises and we stop, and it was fine. But everybody has a favorite body part. Sly, at that time, when he did Rambo 1, he was probably 180 pounds, and for Rambo 2, it was like 195 to 197. So again, between 15 and 18 pounds. All muscle. He had more definition in Rambo 2 than in Rambo 1, so it was really 100% muscle gain. He actually went running a couple times. And he told me, he says, I do 100 meters running. I wanted to show him, that I can beat him. He beat him. And we went out. I said, okay, when we are done training, we go out, we run 200 meters. Let's see how fast you can run. And he says, you cannot run. I can beat you in running. I said, fine. I said, let's try it. And he gets the trainer too there, not the trainer, the bodyguard. And the guy couldn't run, it was heavy, he can't run much. So we stand on a street, is an Olympic Boulevard. I said to him, okay, start here, and I start there. He says, why? I said, because that's the amount that I can beat you. I said, 10 meters. And she said, no way. And I'm behind it. And this is the problem. When you're together, you can always look at you and you can fight. There's a lot of psychology because he was always trying to do psychology with me. And I'm always inventing. To give him trouble. I get behind it. Now he can see me where I am. So he's running and he's talking to the other guy. And they're both running together like this, and I let it go. I got really close from behind it, and I waited just 10 meters to go, and I passed him. And I say, see, this is what I mean. And it's just like, okay, The leg training is very important to also do 2 or 3 exercises. Take the dumbbells in your hands and put the legs 6 to 10 inches apart. They have to be like this, little open, and you stand nice and straight with the chest up and squat down and up. And when it goes down, it's not straight 100%. Let me show you another way to do it that really is good. By putting the heels on top of that weight, now you come down straighter. See how straight I am? Go. This is very smart to do this. You get more leg workout. Little faster. Go. Perfect. So we did the squat. Now we're going to do lunges. Take the dumbbells again. And I want it to be really nice and straight. 1, 2. Straight I want it to be. Go. And come back. Then the other leg. Okay, let me explain a little bit. Most people do lunges like this. You cannot do it this way. This is, all the weight is in this knee, and it's wrong. You need to be here. But the weight is like nice and straight. We can even do calf raises. You put the weights here, and you can stand here and do with 1 foot with your own body weight calf raises like this. Okay? And this requires 15 times. You try it. Go. Okay? All the way up and all the way down. Yeah, higher. You can use your own body weight to do calf raises, but you really need all your body weight on 1 foot on one calf. Then the calf gets nice shape. Now do the other one. Good. Go. And in case you feel really strong and it's too easy for you, I'm going to show you another way to do it. This is the same exercise, but we add weights. Put one hand on here and do calf raise like before. You can take a weight and make it heavier and exercise this way the same amount of reps, 15. And now we go to the most important part of our body, which is the stomach. These stomach exercises, I developed it from scratch to prevent low back problems and to be more effective. This is number one. It will be like this. This is the start, and this is the ending. It's like this. At the 10, the second one, you have to do right after this one, the second one. We're going to do a routine, a superset, I call it. We did that. The second one is this, with the legs up in the air, and you do this, like this. Okay? There are 4 exercises, really, you know. 3 are done together. The sit-ups, the 2 and the one on the side where you raise the leg. And this one, the first week, we did it 3 times 25 repetition. 3 sets, 25 reps. Then as he got good at it, the second week we went to 5 sets times 25. Okay. And then I did a strange modification, and that was we will do one day 5 sets, one day 10. To do a change, because if you don't want to always do the same thing. And then I said, look, yesterday we only did 5 sets. Today, let's do 10. And then the next day we do less anyway.
We did it, John. Yeah.
When he saw himself getting better here, he just got so motivated, he never complained about that. That was really good. The third one, immediately we do. You lie down now, sideways, like this. Okay? 1, 2, like this. Then the other side. Nice and straight, and go. You see how it goes? That's for here, for here, for here, and for here. You get all this in shape. With the 3 exercises, I recommend to repeat this 3 times. We did 1, all 3. Why we are doing all 3 together? Number 1, after you do this, you get tired. And instead of resting, you do the other exercise. Then instead of resting, we do the side. Every time you get involved in another area, you can continue. The secret of getting rid of the fat here is continuous training. Look, we only did 1 set, 75 times ready, 75 reps. Actually, we did 100. And I'm going to have him do the 3 things together to show flow. After we did this routine, the stomach routine, we're going to do one more exercise which is very helpful for here. All you need to do is standing like this. Leg is wide, and you can be here, and you do this. How to get rid of the slab handles. If you do 1,000 reps a day like this, they disappear real fast. The biggest difficulty was for the end of the 6 or 7 weeks. He was getting so in shape, but I was pushing it a little bit, like too much, without resting in between, and I put more weight, and I was trying to get to the final. And it was almost like reaching borderline, including the stomach, like we were doing extra stomach. And that got to a point, once in a while I heard a big complaint by saying, I think I'm not going to do this again. And I said, Sly, you will never get in shape this good again if you don't do this again. And he just looked over and then lie down and do another set, you know. And then the next day he will complain again and said, don't you think we are overdoing it? I said, because we're leaving soon to the movie set. He had to like overcome all these difficulties, and he says, maybe we can stop now. One time, without even doing one sit-up yet, he says, we can stop now, I have to go somewhere. I said, tell him to come here. And I was like, it doesn't work that way. You know, no, I said, we are finishing. They wait for you. Remember, you famous? They wait for you. Okay, you know, fun. We had a lot of fun.